Week 6 in the books. 49ers dominated the Seahawks. You know how we do. We're back in that win column. We're where we need to be. First place in the division. We're going to recap the game. We're going to review some grades. And then we're going to get into a little Chiefs talk as they come into town. Stick around right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. What's going on, 49er faithful? I hope you guys enjoyed your little break. Had a little, 3-day hiatus. We played on Thursday night, got the victory, got to sleep, got to relax, got to watch some football on Sunday, got another game tonight, Monday Night Football. You know, look, it feels good when the Niners win. They win early, then they get a little 10-day, preparation for the next team, right? They get a few extra days. The Niners will be back at practice today. I feel like they're going to ramp it up, but we'll talk all about all that good stuff. Thank you so much for being here live right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. I hope your energy is good because my energy is through the roof. I'm feeling great. So let's have a great show. Shout out to everybody out there. Much love. Shout out to all the content creators. Continue to do what you do. That's amazing work. Keep putting it out. Love y'all just as much. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe right here on the YouTube, all right? Right here on the YouTube. If this is your first time watching, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss any of the 49ers content as well as the other content. We got some NFL stuff. We do fantasy football. It's a bunch of shows here, right here on the Wayne Breezie channel. I'm pretty much just about into anything that's sports related. So make sure you check it out, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. All right, now the channel isn't monetized. We are going through this little process of monetization. Hopefully we'll get it back, but if not, it's all good. It's all love. So if you want to support and you want to donate, the Cash App $TWBEN, Venmo and PayPal at TWBEN. All right, that's the Wayne Breezie Entertainment Network, just in case you wanted to know what that stood for. We're proud to be partnered up with Residency. You can see I'm rocking one of the, now this is an exclusive official Residency cap because you can see the word Slimebo on there, right? So this is my man Debo's brand. Now he has his own brand with Residency. So if you want the Slimebo collection, you better get it while you can get it now because they sell out quick, as well as the SBG. That's the Trent Williams brand. George Kittle's got his brand, the BA brand. Brandon Ayuk. Certain players got their own brands along, with own designs along with their partnerships with Residency. So listen, go to www.residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy. That way you can take advantage if they have any sales going on. You missed the big one, but they probably got some sales going on, and you can use that promo code so you can still save. Sale or no sale, you can save on your purchase using that promo code. So take advantage of that. Shout out to all the subscribers that listen to on the podcast. I'm going to give them a round of applause. The Wayne Breezie Show is climbing up the charts. And it's because you guys listen, and I appreciate that. Also, I'll do better with engaging with you guys on there. I know they have cool poll things, and I can ask prompt questions and things like that. So I appreciate you. But listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify is where I mainly stream, and it's on all podcasting platforms. So make sure you check it out, man. Leave a like. Feel free to rate it, whether it's good or bad, man. Everything is good, and it's all about getting better, being great at what we do here on the Wayne Breezie channel. So check it out. You can also follow me X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Facebook, all at the Wayne Breezie. Facebook's almost at 10K, like literally probably 290 followers from 10K. So if you're on Facebook, if you're in a 49ers Facebook group or any type of Facebook group, help me get that page to 10K. It's a goal of mine. Everything, I just like the number 10K. So help me out, please. If you're on Facebook, I know a lot of people was like, Facebook is for dinosaurs. Well, I'm a dinosaur. I was born 2,000 billion years ago. So please go ahead. You guys remember when Facebook first came out too, by the way? Like Facebook was, you had to have a college account, all right? Like you had to have a college email address. And that was the only way you could get in. It was kind of like taking over from, I feel like Black Planet was what was in when I was in college, and then Facebook came out of nowhere. So that was like the new age. the 2000s, 2001s. I don't know. I just remember when Facebook first started. But anyway, man, go ahead and do that as well. And we are streaming live on Twitch as well as we speak. All right. So twitch.tv/the Wayne Breezie. Now, if you want exclusive content from myself and some of the people that help make great content with me, you can go to the patreon.com/the Wayne Breezie for a little monthly membership. Now you can pay yearly as well, but this is where you're going to get all the film breakdowns and extra exclusive shows. So you don't want to miss out on that. All right, man. I feel like that's a lot. God, Jesus, that's a lot. I'm glad I got it over. I feel like I haven't done that in a minute. And believe it or not, you guys would never know how nervous I am when I do this show. So that helps me get through my nerves. All right. Shout out to everybody out there, man. It is Monday. It is a holiday for most people. So a lot of the kids have off. The banks are closed as well. And so, yeah. So like we're here. We're live. We're kicking it. I see Boats in here. Boats was first too. Boats, what's up, Boat? Where's my foghorn for just being number one? Boom. There it is. There's the foghorn. Don't bother me. You were number 2. I can't give you the foghorn. Manly, what's going on, bro? You know what I mean? Nick Nice 21 in the building as well. And I see Agency starting to show off already. Agency 323. Let's get it. Chiefs week, y'all. Time to put this bully behind us. I know he's talking about the Chiefs because the 49ers just can't beat the freaking Chiefs. They can't. Now, I feel like I will challenge everyone, right? I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to take part in my own challenge. We're not going to win anything from it, but let's just challenge ourselves. Let's go back and watch the Chiefs games. I don't care if you got to speed it up because there's a few of them, right? How many times have we played the Chiefs since Kyle Shanahan's been here? I know 2 times in the Super Bowl, so that's 2. I felt like the the Jimmy Garoppolo injury game, that's the first one, right? That was the first one. And then when Christian McCaffrey first got here. So have we played the Chiefs 4 times? Is Kyle Shanahan 0 for 4 against the Chiefs, or am I missing a game? Make sure you let me know. Let me know, because y'all be my sources of y'all the source of the strength. Let me know. I feel like we're 0-4 against the Chiefs. 2 times in the Super Bowl and 2 times in the regular season. So when Agency 323 says, yeah, we got to put the bully behind us. And I feel like the last 2 times we've played them, we had the game. And something about that fourth quarter, you know what I mean? Something about that fourth quarter is a little bit crucial. So it's crazy. And then to follow up, he said that we're 1.5-point favorites. You did read that right. Here's the thing. I know at home you get the 3 points, but you got to remember, look, the Chiefs are undefeated, but they don't look good. They don't look good. So it's like, yeah, they're finding ways to win games, which makes them good. I'm not going to be the type of person that's going to talk trash about an undefeated team. That makes 0 sense in my head. But they still don't look great. They don't look like the Chiefs that we know. Maybe they're just never going to be those Chiefs again. And maybe they're finding ways to be new Chiefs, right? That's why I want the Niners to find a way to reinvent themselves, right? And that's what I think the Niners kind of struggling with, this little identity thing. Who we going to be? We're going to be a running team, pass the team, run the team, running, pass the team, pass the run the team. Whatever we're going to be, we need to be the best at it. Whatever version that shows up needs to be its best version every single week. And that's why I be like, yo, Niners got to figure out how to like reinvent themselves like each week, yo. Because each week you could tell me what you want, but I feel like, and I could be wrong, I'm never right, but each week I feel like every team that plays the 49ers are trying to beat the 49ers. Like, they giving it their all. Like, it's their Super Bowl, literally. Ask me how I know. Be like, Breezie, how you know? Look, I watched the Cardinals game, right? Now, I'm not trying to take away how good the Packers are or whatever. But come on. Really? I mean, they beat the doodle snot out of the Arizona Cardinals, a team we struggled against. I'm trying to figure it out. I watched the Rams get mollywopped, a team we struggled against. Now, I know they divisional games. I get it. It's a little different when you're just playing a conference game. But, man, I be like, dang, like, yo, how they get their butts whipped and we got beat? It don't make sense. Anyway, that's in the past, too. I'm putting that in the past because we play them again. That's the good part, right? You play the teams, you know, in the division, especially if we lost, so at least you get to play them twice. So we get to play them again. But dang, look, well, with the Cardinals losing, let's salute the San Francisco 49ers for finding a way to get in the first place. And they're stuck. They're stuck in first place right now, right there, 3-3. They beat the Seahawks, which we'll talk a little bit about. And they're in first place, and that's what's most important. Like, the San Francisco 49ers are in first place. I see your comment out there, baby. Yes, first place, and it feels good. Now, let's let Red and Gold Empire first place in the NFC West. Boy, now let's stay there. You know what I'm saying? Let's stay there. It's going to be fun. All right, Tanisha's in the building. JP Hella Hard, Danny, Thomas, what's good, fam? My brother Paul, what's going on, baby? It's good to see and hear from you. Uncle Salty, how was the trip? I saw you won. Uncle Salty, it's like everywhere you go, you win. Can you win me some damn money? I'm broke as a joke. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm broke as a joke. But seriously, man, like it's good to see you. Look like you have fun, and they won. I think that was most important. You know what I mean? They won. Felicia, what's going on? Justin's in the building. Oh man, everyone, great ones in the building. Oh man, it's a good cast, good crowd today. Good chat in the building. Appreciate you guys. All right, let's get to some Niners updates and all that good stuff. I know, look, the Niners, they went through this game, and I know, I don't know about you, but every time we play football, I know people pray and people pray for certain things, and that's fine. You pray for what you want. You know what I mean? I be praying that the Niners get out of games healthy. If you call me crazy, what? But something about injuries in the 49ers, just, I don't get it. I don't get it. And so, I'm watching this game, and I'm like, oh, man, Jordan Mason, he goes down. It looked like he got the wind knocked out of him. I was like, yeah, he landed on the ball, right? You know what I'm saying? Nah, he ain't landing on the ball. So we got some injury updates that we definitely want to get to. Let's talk about those rather quickly. Malik Mustafa, and these are the results kind of are good, right? Low ankle sprain, not a high ankle sprain. Left the game early, kind of a couple of plays after he got that interception, like that next series. He had made a big tackle for a loss, and then that was the end of Malik Mustafa. So he has a low ankle sprain, but he's listed day to day, and that's great news. Jordan Mason, AC joint, listed day to day. Now, we don't know how severe this AC joint is going to be. There is practice today, and we'll see what happens as they ramp up stuff during practice this week. But there's a possibility that Jordan Mason may not play this week, even though he's listed day to day. We've seen day to day players not play on the day of the game. So let's just keep our fingers crossed with that. Kicker Matthew Wright, who got injured, little shoulder injury, saving another touchdown return, right? He was like, no. You got me once, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Nah, dog. So he got in the way, made the tackle. And ended up, hurting his shoulder, but he did prevent them from returning the ball again. Because that was the only, to me, bright side from the Seattle Seahawks in this game. His MRI was negative, so he should be good to go. It's not like he has to do much practicing. There's no contact for him. It's just kicking the ball. So we'll see how that pans out. If the Niners work out a couple of other kickers, we'll know if this injury is a little bit more severe than what we thought it was. But the MRI is negative, so that is great. All right, that is super great. And let's talk about Charvarius Ward, who was supposed to play, and it was a game time decision, went out for warm-ups, and the knee just wasn't right. Good thing he's listed day to day. So these are some day to day players and things and whatnot, and how many will be hands on deck versus the Chiefs. Well, we'll talk more about that as the week progresses. We don't know, but the good news is that they're mainly listed day to day, and it's kind of probably going to be like some type of a pain tolerance or whatnot. So we'll see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Like I said, keep your fingers crossed. As far as news and updates for the San Francisco 49ers, Ricky Pearsall's practice window is officially open today. Look, I don't know about you, but as great as those rookies played in this game, ooh, that's another poll question I'm going to ask. Right now, I got a poll question going on. Make sure you check it out. The question simply is, should the 49ers add help to the defense? Absolutely yes or absolutely not. I didn't say what kind of help, but let me know what you guys think in the poll, and we'll go over those results toward the end of the show. But Ricky Pearsall's practice window opens today, which means he'll be at practice. Not sure what practice is going to be like for Ricky Pearsall. Haven't seen him have too much contact as of yet since he's been a 49er. He's been in the blue non-contact football jersey. But with those injuries, hopefully he's had the time to like recoup, rejuvenate, and be healthy, as well as recover from the shooting. I think Ricky Pearsall, man, that's going to be like another breath of fresh air for the San Francisco 49ers. So let's talk about Ricky Pearsall a little bit. Because if he is made to the active roster, like who's going to lose their spot? Will it be a wide receiver? Will it be another position? Who's going to get demoted? Somebody's got to be released and then signed to the practice squad or whatnot. I know a lot of people feel like it's going to be Ronnie Bell, and totally understood. Not going to argue with you about that. He seems to be the weakest link in that wide receiving room. So it only makes sense. But it's going to be interesting to see what the 49ers do, because they're going to have to make a decision now that the practice window is open. Also, the Niners have some reserves, I feel like, on the IR that they can be bringing back at any given moment, like another name, like a Ambry Thomas, or there are a couple of other players that I believe that are on the IR that haven't been, released yet. Also, we don't have updates on Talanoa Hufanga and kicker Jake Moody. They didn't put those guys on the IR. They have not been designated to the IR. So we'll see what's going to happen. Will those guys be able to practice this week, which will be another breath of fresh air, another good sign for the San Francisco 49ers, right? You know what I mean? So I'm curious to see, like, Ricky Pearsall's window opens. Will they elevate him to the active roster this week? And then who are they demoting? Who will be, I guess, either released, from the roster? And it's going to be interesting to find out. We did see some Chris Conley snaps. I'm praying that's not a Chris Conley. Like, if you had to choose, like, and I know this is a dumb question. What's going on, Michael? If you had to choose between Chris Conley, Trent Taylor, one's got to go. Chris Conley, Trent Taylor, Ronnie Bell. Who's got to go? Chris Conley, Trent Taylor, Ronnie Bell. Ricky Pearsall takes one of their spots. And be honest. You know what I'm saying? Be honest with me, because honesty is the best policy, and I promise I ain't going to get mad. I want to know. Trent Taylor, Bell all day. Look, Bell got to go all day. Kyle Kisser, Bell. Let's see how many bells we get. We probably going to get 20 bells before we get anybody else. Tyler, y'all telling me y'all going to take old Trent Taylor over the young Ronnie Bell that need the reps? Okay, cool. No problem. Listen, I said this ain't going to be that kind of show. 49er Jeff, what's going on, my guy? Love what you do out there in your content as well, man. Keep up the great work. Ronnie Bell, don't be sorry. You ain't got to apologize. Listen, bro, it's all love, man. I feel like I'm turning a new leaf too. It's all love. Ronnie Bell gotta go. I could dig it. Ronnie Bell, Christy Marie. I didn't expect this from you. I didn't. But it's cool. Ronnie Bell gotta go. One time for the bell. Ronnie Bell gotta go. All right, Felicia, you too. I thought we was cool. Okay, you know what? Ronnie Bell, he gotta go. You know what I mean? He gotta go. You know what it is, Paul? It's the number 10. I don't think it's him. I really think something wrong with that number 10. Jimmy Garoppolo couldn't even stay healthy in the number 10. We already knew what number 10 did prior to that number 10. I felt like Bruce Ellington was number 10, and I don't even know what the hell he contributed to the San Francisco 49ers at the time he wore number 10. All I know is number 10 is just not a good number. It's probably one of those numbers they should just not burn, but like just, like save it for the mascot or something. Put on the mascot. Why not? Let the mascot wear number 10. What can happen to the mascot? But you know what? It's Ronnie Bell, Marty Marr. Now this is my dog. You know what? I'm blocking you from my text messages. Marty Marr, I thought I wasn't gonna get mad because I didn't think my dog was gonna be like Bell, but it's cool. My man 50 grand says Trent Taylor's gotta go. I'm trying to figure out what Trent Taylor has contributed to this team. But you know what? Corey. Now, Corey, no more I love yous. No more of that. You know what I'm saying? But it's 30 bells. It's 30 bells and 3 Trents. It's 30. I'm still counting bells. See, Bolts is the reasonable guy. Like, this is like my mentor. Y'all don't know that. He don't know that, but he is. And so, like, I'm curious to know why Trent Taylor over Ronnie. Why Trent has to go over Ronnie Bell? This is a good question. You know what? I'm not mad, but I'm gonna ring the bell for Ronnie Bell. Bell, listen, man, you had your opportunity. Now, here's the cool thing. Bell, if he clears, let's say it's Bell. Let's just say it's Bell. If he clears the waivers, he'll be the practice squad guy. And that will be allowed. I feel like he'll be a guy that they'll try to call up. He could only be called up twice, right? And so I feel like he'll be a player that'll be called. Now, Bell has played the most snaps out of all these receivers we're talking about. So it's going to be interesting to see who is released the moment Ricky Pearsall come back. Now, let's talk a little bit more about Ricky Pearsall, man. I'm excited, man. If you're excited about Ricky Pearsall, let me see a show of hands. Your first round pick is about to be back into the squad. We've seen how well these rookies can play when they're given the opportunity. Last week against the Seattle Seahawks was a great opportunity because your rookie stood up. You got interceptions from your rookies. You got great blocks and seal blocks from your rookies. You just got really good play. You got a good run, explosive run by a rookie. We're going to talk about these things, right? Like, so we had a bunch of firsts in this game. When I think about this game, I'd be like, oh man, the accolades. So when I look at Ricky Pearsall, I'm like, yo, like this is another rookie that they were high on. And it's time we start trusting the San Francisco 49ers scouting team and what it is that they're looking for and for the players that they look to build to their team. Because when those guys are given the opportunity, now listen, they don't always hit. But the whole process of scouting is finding ways to like, all right, we ain't hit this year, but we let's make sure we hit this year, right? You know what I'm saying? So they're finding ways, to bring in guys that fit the 49ers and fit what they're looking to do as far as Kyle Shanahan's offense and Nick Sorensen's defense or whatever, right? And so that's what I'm liking, right? I'm liking that we're seeing it. Now, the question is, can we start building consistency with these guys? And I think that's where it's going to get a little bit difficult because, rookies they're getting opportunities, but their opportunities are going to be limited. So they have to really find a way to make the best out of their opportunities. That's why, when I think about last year's rookies and, Ronnie Bell, I thought he made the best out of his opportunities last year, but that was last year. This year he's getting opportunities and he's just absolutely not great. It's not good. He's not even okay. It's weird. It's so weird to me. So I'm just hoping that the rookies continue to go out there and do that. But I'm really excited to see what Ricky Pearsall is going to be for the 49ers. I'm hoping he's everything that they imagine him to be. Great pass catcher, great route runner. Can he create space and separation and get open? I feel like that's where he struggles in his game. Will we see that? How will he be utilized? He can be the X, the Y, and the Z. So it's going to be really fun to see how Ricky Pearsall is utilized. Will he be brought along and things like that? You know what I mean? So I can't wait to see. Now, I do want to go over some of the accolades, before we recap the game. Well, we'll do it as we recap the game. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's recap the game. Listen, like the Niners, they did their thing, right? They came out and they did their thing. But I want to give some round of applauses to some of these players because a lot of them I talked about that were rookies. You know what I'm saying? So let's start with the rookies. Let's start with what they did in their first, right? Malik Mustafa, first career interception. All right, I'll hold the applause to the very end. Malik Mustafa got his first career interception. You heard Fred Warner talk about, listen, dog, you got to turn up. Not turn up and get wild, like turn up the goddamn field, bro. You ran out of bounds. And he had some space. Now, I don't know. I got to ask Malik. I'm going to hit up Malik after the show and be like, yo, did your momentum take you out of bounds? Because your captain said you were supposed to go up the field. And I'm sure he got super excited. It was his first pick, you know what I'm saying? Because remember, you dropped a big one. Pause. He dropped that interception that was kind of like right there in his hands, kind of Jaquiski Tardish. So I think he was just super excited. He got that first pick. He was like, I'm going to get this pick. You know what I'm saying? So super happy for him getting his first pick because now when you get that first interception, you could kind of like, woosah, right? Because now you're seeing the field. You're playing back there as a safety. You're able to play your role. He was single high safety in that coverage, and he covered it perfectly. And so I'm thinking now the game possibly. I'm not a DB. I always want to pick. I always like behind the scenes. I'll pick Eric Crocker's mind because that's what he played, right? So I'll hit him up and I'll pick his mind just to see what he sees. But it's really good to see. Hopefully the game is starting to slow down for him. All right, another first. That's a rookie too. Another first rookie, Renato Green. he gets his first interception as well. Now he turned up. He got 20 yards out of his. But it was good because it was really good watching him play. I watched the film on him. I mean, he was pretty sticky in coverage. I felt like he only gave up one catch in that game. But it was really good to see him play in the zone. It wasn't man, it was zone, right? So he was playing in his space. He knew his role. He took the ball, plucked it out of the air. Great pressure up front from the defense as well. And he got a nice little return out of it. So first interception, 20-yard return for rookie Renardo Green. 49ers, like... their second round pick. Like this is what you're hoping for, that these guys are going to be somewhat like another breath of fresh air, another nice little addition to what you got already going built with the 49ers. And he was given his opportunity because, the all pro Charvarius Ward couldn't go. He couldn't go. So it was his time to put up or shut up. And he absolutely put up. And it was really cool to watch Renardo Green recover from first time he got some professional snaps. And he had that PI call, remember, in the end zone. And until now, no PI calls, a couple of PBUs. I felt like he got beat on one route. Okay, cool. And he gave up the catch. He was there. He just gave up the catch. But then he got a pick. And so I thought Renardo Green played pretty well. Another rookie. Let's talk about Isaac Guerendo, who to me still needs a lot of work. I was watching some of his film, and I'm starting to see certain things, depending on the zone run, and if he should bounce to the outside or cut to the inside, or he just has to be more decisive in which he's going to do. If you're going to hit the outside, you got to hit the outside. You can't really think about it. Just hit the outside, and if it's not there, it's not there. And so there was a couple of runs where he had I think it was one run he had negative yards, and I was like, he should have just bounced straight to the outside. He had the speed. It was already blocked on the inside, and he just didn't see it. But let's talk about the 76-yard run. Now, here's what was interesting in this game. In this game, there were two explosive plays that went for 76 yards. One was a pass. One was a run. The crazy part about these explosive plays is they happen at the exact same time in different quarters, 13 minutes and 42 seconds. I kid you not. I was like, what is going on here? Anyway, I wanted to bring that up. I thought Ronnie Bell had a nice, not Ronnie Bell, Isaac Guerendo had a crazy explosive run or whatnot. And that was dope, right? Hit the hole. Wasn't strictly to the outside. He found the lane. He saw the hole and he hit it. Gassed up, got tackled from behind, 76 yards, even though he said he was trying to give that to, our guy Dominic Pooney. So, dope, right? Dope. Now, here's the thing. Here's how Isaac can get better. He has to start trusting his lanes. Now, this is why Christian McCaffrey not being around, is crazy. Because if Christian McCaffrey is there, he could be picking the brain out of the guy who trusts his lanes very well. And that's what made Christian McCaffrey so special. So hopefully he'll be back soon. He won't be back this week. I can tell you that right now. So Isaac Guerendo, we salute to you. That play doesn't even happen if Dominic Pooney doesn't get that seal block where he just takes his man and says, get off, get away from this lane. And that allowed Isaac Guerendo to hit that hole extra hard, quick, with no indecisiveness, right? He just hit it. He just knew it. It was there. He trusted it. That's the thing. The running backs have to trust the lanes or whatnot. And once they do that, it's smooth sailing, especially for this outside zone scheme run that we like to use, the San Francisco 49ers. So, look, you got those accolades from your rookies. How many rookies was that? Four rookies stepped up. Not too much going on from Jacob Cowan. It's okay. He's just playing return. He's not really getting the reps at wide receiver because the room is pretty. Niners I feel like they went with 4 wide receivers in this game. I didn't see Ronnie Bell on the field, I don't think, for any of the snaps. If I'm not mistaken, he might have. I just didn't see him. I know Chris Conley had a couple. But it was usually Juwan, Debo, Brandon. That's it. Boom. Lock. So it's going to be hard for our guy, Jacob Cowan, to get reps at the wide receiver position. So he's just got to make the best when it comes to returning the ball. And I think, he's not turning it over. He slipped 2 times. And so he's got to be a little bit better, footing and getting the ball and doing what he does on special teams. That's a way to make the team look at you a little bit differently. You got to make plays because that wide receiver room is stacked. But like overall, man, those guys were good, and we got to salute my man Deebo Samuel as well, first player in NFL history in the 2020 club. Like this dude just created a whole new thing, all right, whole new thing. 2020 club, 20 rushing touchdowns, 20 receiving touchdowns. Will there ever be another player to even do that? Like that's the question for me. So I wanted to give everybody their flowers, man. That's what this is all about. They did the thing. They did the thing. So look, Niners, a lot of bright sides to them. A lot of bright sides to them. This game was crazy. 36-24. However you watch the game, I know everybody at some point was like, here we go again. I was definitely, was that PM Dawn? Here we go again. I know everybody was starting to trip out at some point in the fourth quarter when the lead was shrinking. And it was just like, come on, not again. Like, right? And so it is what it is, but the Niners found a way to close. And I think that was what was most important, right? They figured it out. That was Portrait. Thank you, Red Jet Shell. She said that was Portrait. I remember Portrait too. PM Dawn was Break of Dawn. I remember that. That song was dope. So that was crazy. They figured it out. Like they figured out a way how to finally like close out a game. And I felt like they took the game back, like, right? Because the momentum was shifting and things like that. So overall, let's give some grades out there. PFF, I got the grades from PFF. I got the top 5 grades. You can check those out on X. I posted them on X if you want to check them out. But we're going to grade the offense, the defense, and then obviously we'll grade the special teams. And then we'll talk a little bit about special teams because we got to figure out where the Niners need to improve, right? They still got to find a way to improve, right? That's the whole purpose of games. Good or bad, they got things they still need to work on. Also, I wanted to give one more accolade. Nick Bosa, 14 pressures in this game. Shout out to Nick Bosa. No sacks, but man, the pressure was bursting pipes because it forced a couple of those INTs. Also, George Kittle went over 6,500 career receiving yards, and I believe he's currently 4th on the list, and he's about to pass Dwight Clark this year. And then he'll be 3rd, and then he has to catch up to T.O. I don't know if he'll catch up to T.O. He damn sure not gonna catch up to Jerry Rice. So George Kittle can be, when his career is done, George Kittle can be the 3rd receiving person in the San Francisco 49ers. It's not a wide receiver, but he can be 3rd in receiving yards for the 49ers. Once his career is said and done, he can even possibly be 2nd because he's only maybe 1,500 yards away from T.O. So we'll see what happens, man. That would be pretty cool. All right. Grade-wise, man, top 5 grades. I can't, there's no discrepancies for me with them. I thought the top 5 grades were what they needed to be. You got Dominic Pooney, number 1 for the San Francisco 49ers offensively. Dominic Pooney, he wasn't the highest graded overall, but he was the highest graded overall from the offensive side. So Dominic Pooney, Jordan Mason, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brock Purdy, your top 5 grades. All right. Now, I know people want to know the bottom 5, so I got to give you the bottom 5, and I do apologize. No, I don't. I'm lying. Jalen Moore, 1 snap, 1 rep. He had 1. He was 14. Am I doing this right? 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So Jalen Moore was tied for 14th. Eric Saubert was next. Colton McKivitz. All right. Chris Conley, 2nd from the bottom. And the last was Spencer Burford. He finished with a 27.2. But your top 5 grades, Dominic Pooney, 87.8 per PFF. Jordan Mason, 86.6. We got 3 80s offensively. George Kittle, 80.6. Deebo Samuel, 78.9. Brock Purdy, 76.5. Brock Purdy threw 3 touchdowns in this game as well. Brock Purdy was on. He missed some throws. Definitely missed some throws. And I know he wish he could have them back. But 3 touchdowns, I'll take it. Right? I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. Brock Purdy was cooking. I thought Brock Purdy looked good, looked a lot better, was way less indecisive, stepped up in the pocket, was moving up forward in the pockets like, yo, nobody's open, but there's nobody in front of me. I could run. I love it when he's not thinking about it and he's just reacting and doing it. I feel like that's the Brock Purdy that we need to see develop right in front of our eyes. And we saw it in the Seahawks game. So we saw it, which means we're probably going to continue to see it progress throughout the rest of the games. Now, listen, I'm not going to say that the Seahawks going to be an easy win or not, or excuse me, an easy game. We all know what the Seahawks bring. The Seahawks bring physicality and they bring the mental. So we got, all week we're going to break this stuff down. We got the game plan on Wednesday. We got nitty gritty Niners early preview to the game. The Seahawks bring something. I mean, the Chiefs bring something a little different to the table. And it starts with their defense. I know a lot of people feel like, oh, Patrick Mahomes, the offense, Andy Reid. Yeah, for sure. But it's something, the way the defense plays against the San Francisco 49ers, that always gets us. It just always finds a way to get us. Defensively, as far as PFF grades, top 5, Evan Anderson. I want to talk about this kid. Number 1, he had the highest grade too, 93.3. He only played 13 snaps, but he had 2 pressures on those 13 snaps. So in the 13, 2 pressures on 2 assisted tackles as well. Malik Mustafa, we talked about him. He had an 80.2. George Odom, who filled in for Malik Mustafa, the veteran safety, had a 78.9. He was number 3. Renardo Green was number 4, 76.7. And Nick Bosa, we talked about those 14 pressures. He missed some sacks. He missed a couple. Had them, but missed them. He finished with a 75.3. So those are your top 5 grades. And then your bottom 5. And I know people are going to be mad. I'll start with the bottom because there's 18. So we're going to go from 18 to 13. Bottom 5. Last, D. Winters, 32.8. Next, Kevin Givens, 43.8. Diamador Lenore, 50.5. Really? Robert Bill Jr., 55.9. And Kalia Davis finished with a 56.3. So those are your bottom 5 grades. Diamador Lenore, I'm surprised he had that low of a grade. He did give up a couple of catches, but he had a couple of good defensive passes too. Anyway, those are your bottom 5 grades per PFF. You can agree, you can disagree. It's up to you. Overall, let's do some grading ourselves. What would you grade the 49ers offense? A, B, C, D, or F? A, B, C, D, or F? Is my camera angle view higher? It could be. It is higher because my screens are raised, so it's a little bit higher. Only you would notice that, Justin. That is so funny. I thought I noticed that too, but I didn't think anybody did. So we got an A, we got a B, we got an A. Let's see how many A's we can get in the next several. I thought overall the offense played B-ish. B to B, B minus to B plus. You could put it in that range. I didn't give them an A. They did go 3 for 5 in the red zone. But the times they got to the red zone where they failed was most important. Now, they did find a way to correct it. Due to turnovers, they got the ball. But I need to see the offense still be better. The offense makes they still make silly mistakes, in my opinion. B plus, Uncle Salty said B plus. Cole says a B. B plus for Christy. I feel like if you're getting anywhere from that B minus to a B plus, I think that's what it is. Felicia says red zone efficiency. I love when people say the grade and then they give the context. I think that's dope. You know what I mean? That's spot on. You know what I mean? No shot to anybody else that doesn't get the context. Thomas says B when you need. That's messed up. That's messed up. They're supposed to contribute, bro. Just because that's messed up. Listen, he says, when you need rookies to save you in the crunch, you don't get an A. Listen, I ain't mad at you, dog. But at least we know we got something in them rookies, right? That's the bright side of it. But he's right, man. The vets, they're supposed to go out there and they're supposed to hold it down. Like, right? Like, you right. Like, I'm with you, right? They're supposed to go out there and hold it down. Like, but stuff happens. When stuff happens, the rookie stepped up. So I'm with you, bro. It's all about the red zone for me. They get there, man, right? Like the Niners have zero problems controlling the ball, controlling the tempo, have zero problems running the ball. It's when they get to that gosh darn 10-yard line, they can't find the creativity to get it in because the defenses know what they're going to do. Listen, if they run, we stack the box. If they throw, they ain't getting it. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I know Kyle's not trying to do any kind of crazy trick plays, which will force the Niners to possibly either turn the ball over or lose yards. So he's kind of running it as safe as he possibly can. But I will say this, when I'm watching the film in the red zone, it be super simple, small mistakes, like micro mistakes for the reason why plays are not executed. It's not necessarily just the play calling. It's players missing something, like missing a block, missing this, missing that. And then you'd be like, dang, that's why it didn't work. But it would have worked. You know what I mean? It would have worked. So I get it. Let's talk about the defense, man. Let's go with the defensive grades. And let me just put this out there. The defense literally gave up 17 points. All right? So let's just keep it a buck. The defense gave up 17 points, okay? 17. That's it. They gave up 17 points. I just want to make sure I reiterate that. All right? What do you guys give the defense? What do you guys give the defense? I felt like the defense definitely played. They had 3 turnovers in this game, or 2 turnovers in this game, right? I know Fred Warner did force a fumble, but we didn't recover that. I feel like the defense, though, was still like a B. 1 sack. 1. Look, I'm cool with pressures. I'm cool with the pressures. I am. I promise. I'm cool with pressures. But I need sacks. Pause. I need them to take the quarterback down into the ground. Pause again. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. I don't know how to say it. I just need them to finish. Pause it. Pause again. You know what I'm trying to say, though. But the pressures were great. Look, overall, you want to know how many pressures the defense had? Nick Bosa had 14 of them. So that lets you know. But overall, 31 pressures? 31? Godly. 1 sack. But some of the pressures did lead to turnovers, so that's why you got. But still, they gave up some explosive plays that they shouldn't have gave up, and I will say, you know what? Run defense, A+. Pass defense, B. So I gotta give them. I gotta give them a B+. I gotta give them a B+. Run defense, they gave up 0 explosive plays, and they held them to way under 100 yards. So run defense was on point. As a lot of people felt like our run defense got punched in the face in that Arizona Cardinals game. But they fixed themselves in this game. So run defense was on point. They just gave up a couple explosive plays in the air. I don't think they gave up any explosive plays on the ground. You just check my notes. La da da dee 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 da dee 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 da. They gave up 0 explosive plays on the ground. Literally, they gave up no runs over 10 yards. None. Now, they did give up the touchdown. That was on the 1 yard line. You know what I mean? John V, what's going on, baby? Defense, B+. I give him B+. I give defense a B+. Let's talk about special teams, so we can get on to the rest of the show, because I know a lot of people be like, yo, special teams. Now, I want to put this out there. Special teams had 2 turnovers in this game, right? Had 1 turnover. All right. The special teams technically had 2 turnovers in this game. They did have a return, though. So, first turnover they got helped the 49ers get some points. The second turnover they didn't get because the refs messed up. But they gave up a 97-yard return. So where are we grading the special teams, yo? Is it that bad because of that touchdown? Or are they in the middle somewhere? Are they C? Are they D? They're damn sure not an A, and they damn sure aren't a B. But can we just say that our special teams is mid? I'm the first person to criticize the special teams, by the way. I just want people to know they make first of all, they make a good play, I big them up. They make a bad play, they're the worst. Cause you you can't give up a touchdown. They almost gave up 2 too. I feel like C-, which is super close to D, is where I am with the special teams, because they're bipolar. And there's nothing wrong with being bipolar in real life, but bipolar in the football game will really mess you up. I'm kind of figuring out, but how you gonna be hot and cold at the same time? Like, how you gonna force 2 turnovers, technically, and then give up a 97-yard touchdown run. I don't be getting up. I don't be understand. How do you not make the tackle? And so, all right, here's the thing. You ready? I want to know from everybody, should the San Francisco 49, Jonathan Feliciano just tweeted out that he was ready, baby. And this is the IR person that I need back in my space. I need Feliciano. First of all, I like that he talks trash. That's the best part. Number two, he also backs it up. If he's ready to return, open the window, open the floodgates of heaven. We're going to get somebody back real soon on the offensive line. So the offensive line has help returning. Jonathan Feliciano with the SpongeBob tweet. I'm ready. You just got me excited. I'm gonna tweet that. I just got excited on my live show. Hold on. I just got excited on my live show, and I'm gonna put in parentheses capital pause, because I know men are just men at the end of this point. They say the stuff and they always on me, so it is what it is. But listen, my bad, I didn't even mean to do that, but I just got super excited. Anyway, we get Feliciano back. That's a big help. Will he play this week? I don't know, but I know he's coming back soon because he said he's ready. Let's go back to special teams, because special teams, are we is it time to move on? Because I feel like I can coach special teams. I feel like you can coach special teams. I feel like, how does Jalen Graham not make that tackle? So let me ask you this. Do we blame missed tackles on the coaches, or do we blame missed tackles on the execution of the player? I think that would help me decide if it's time to move on from the Schneider or give him at least another shot. And here is what's most intriguing. Kyle Shanahan loves his coaches. I don't see him firing nobody. I just don't. It is what it is. I don't. I saw him fire a special teams coach before. I don't see him firing I don't see him firing a coach, period, right now. I know he let go of Hightower. Hightower got tricked on too many plays. It was too many tricks. Tricks are for kids. But let me ask you this. Has Schneider done anything wrong except for that one Rams play? Is that the only thing we're super mad at him about? Can we be mad at him for the 97-yard touchdown? Because I don't know if that's his fault. Jalen Graham was in the spot. He hits the guy, doesn't make the tackle, and then Jalen Mahoney can't wrap and tackle either. It's tough. It's tough. Corey says blame execution on the players. Felicia says both. Grizz says fire. He said move on like Maya did. Oh man. Jamaro gave him a D+. Bro, it's you know your team is bad when you, instead of you just writing D with the plus symbol, you write D hyphenated and the word plus. That it makes even more of worth when you write it out, you spell it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad at that. That is funny. Matt Moses says, yes, it's his fault. It's the coach's fault because the guy missed the tackle. You know what? I think that's what makes me so passionate, right? Because it's hard for me to blame a coach. And I get it. We talk about if the coach isn't coaching the fundamentals, then that's on them. But he's a linebacker. If it was any other position, I'd be like, yeah. But it's a linebacker. This is a linebacker that got kicked off the team that they brought back. You would expect your linebacker to know how to tackle, right? I just feel like my thing with the 49er players this year is that they are going, you guys play Madden, right? They just go for the big hit, like the boom hit. Usually when you go for the boom hit and you don't lay the other person out because you got more boom in you, that person going to bounce off. You know what? I don't give other players round of applause, but if you're a Seahawks fan, Laviska Shenault is a real one. He's a real one. But I understand that your coaches are supposed to have these players coached up, knowing how to tackle. See, because that's the thing. Like, Schneider had the player in the right lane, and the player didn't make the tackle. I don't know, man. I'm torn. At this point, they got to fix it though, right? John V. He's supposed to coach their abilities. So you telling me they have no abilities? John, let me ask you this question: is tackling an ability or is tackling muscle memory? Because there's fundamentals in it, right? So I'm asking you this because you my guy, and we play the sport, and either you're going to tackle or you're going to try to lay somebody out. And usually when you try to lay somebody out, 9 times out of 10, you're the one that get laid out, and it's counted as a missed tackle. So fundamentally, you're telling me that the coach told him to lay the guy out. Now, if that's the case, that's on the coach. But I don't think that's what Snyder is telling these players to do. We're seeing a lot of missed tackles because the team just isn't wrapping and tackling. Like even with Nick Sorensen on the defense. I just feel like if he's putting the players in the wrong position, yeah, that's on him. But when the players are in the right position and they miss the tackle, that can't be on him because they just missed it. They're literally trying to punch the ball out, go for the strip, hit as hard as they can to make them jar the ball loose instead of just fundamentally wrapping, tackling, living for the next play. And that to me, if I take that concept and put that on every phase, except for like offense, you ain't got rapid tackle, but defensively, special teams, when it comes to tackling, I just need that fundamental back. And I feel like we're not getting that. And I think that's why the Niners find themselves and dig themselves in holes. You know what I mean? So if they can figure out those little things, those little nuances, man, they'll be a superb team. They'll be a superb team. Oh, last stat, I promise, because this is a thing. This is something we have to talk about. Damn. With all that, they still had 13 missed tackles in this game. Gosh darn it. Can we get the number to single digits? Please. Can we get the number to single digits? We got to play the Chiefs. Can we get the number to single digits? Missed tackling is an issue. So if missed tackling is an issue, a lot of young players, but I will say Malik Mustafa had 0 missed tackles. Renardo Green had 0 missed tackles. Hold up. I'm just gonna get to the rookies. All right, I just want to talk about the rookies. Those are the 2 rookies on defense that I got right here. So 0 missed tackles from the rookies. So is it coaching? Nick Bosa 2 missed tackles. Fred Warner 2 missed tackles. Devondre Campbell, 11 missed tackles. Now, he only had 2. I'm just playing. Y'all don't like him, so that's why I said 11. Look, man, it's all love, man. Look, the Niners got to they got to correct. This is a fundamental thing. But look at the big hitter guys. I told you it was big hitters. Fred Warner. What is Fred Warner trying to do when he out there in the football? But he's trying to lay that ass out. Nick Bosa, the missed tackles were on sacks. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nick was literally trying to strip a ball, and he just missed the tackle. So it's a lot, to take in, you know what I mean, or whatever or whatnot. But it's all good. Listen, we got the Chiefs coming up. I want to know from you. I got about 8 more minutes, and I want to end the show with a little Rumorville thing that's going on. Because I want to address the poll question. Let's talk about. I want to know from you though, like, what's your biggest concern with the Chiefs? I'm not opening up the phone lines today, but what's your biggest concern with the Chiefs? Please let me know. What's your biggest concern? You got the Chiefs coming into town. You cannot beat this team, not in the Kyle Shanahan regime. You're 0 for 4. You're 0-2 in the regular season. You had the injury to Jimmy Garoppolo in one game. You had a brand new team, and the second time you played them, you lost both times in the Super Bowl. What's your biggest concern? And I want to talk about a couple of these concerns. So put it out there in the chat. Nick Nice 21 says the referees could be. I don't know who's refereeing the game as of yet, but as the week goes on, I'm going to break that down, actually. I'm going to talk a little bit about the refs. So I want to see who's refereeing this game. Because every time you watch the Chiefs play, they just get favorable calls, and it just seems like the Niners get the short end of the stick. And it's not even like it's an all game thing. It's just like the moments for the Chiefs calls, it just be at the wrong times. It's the perfect time for them and the worst absolute time for the Niners. So I'm not mad that you guys said that it's the refs, but we're not going to let the refs beat us. And I think that's what that needs to be the Niners' first thing. Don't let the refs beat us, period. All right. So for those that are saying the refs, that's kind of like my little take on that. John V says Spags. I mean, if you don't say Spags, I mean, this is it's the mindset of the defensive coordinator. He's ruthless. He's ruthless. He's going to blitz. He's going to blitz even more. He's going to blitz even more. Now, the good news is they lost their best coverage corner to free agency, but they still got another all-pro back there, right? And so they got Nick Bolton, who's flying around the field. Nick Bolton is their Fred Warner. And they got the best damn defensive tackle in the game. The guy that always is a pain in the 49ers' ass, Chris Jones. So they got players in every level. They got their corner. I'm not going to take away from Justin Reed. I can't wait till we do the game plan for this with John. Justin Reed is there at the safety position. Like, they have some dogs on that defense, and their defense brings it every single showing. Every single outing that they play, their defense ramps it up, and it's because of Spags. So, John V, you're on point. Can't wait to talk a little bit more about Spags and look at what their defense is doing this year. Oh, Stanley, my man, Harris. What? Did he just say that? I said this was a positive show. Didn't I say that? But there ain't nothing more positive about saying our head coach, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan, don't you lose this motherfucking game. You got one job. Win the game. Now, easier said than done. But I get it, because the last two times we played this team was in the Super Bowl. Well, regular season and then the Super Bowl. My apologies. One time we got blown out a couple years ago. And then in the Super Bowl, we were winning. But I meant to say the last two times we played this team in the Super Bowl, we were winning in the fourth quarter, literally with like 10 minutes to go. Like, and double digits too. Usually when you got the double digit lead, you're kind of good because it's 2 scores. Like, a team has to score twice to win the game. And Kansas City didn't even win it in regulation last time. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it could be Kyle Shanahan. Like, he just has to not out-coach himself. You know what I mean? He has to not out-coach himself. I'm going to read all of these. I'm going to get to, if I see something different, I'm getting to it. Delvin, Taylor Swift, her ass need to not be there. I'm going to need her to go back to work. Go to a concert, perform a show. You got fans. They don't watch football. You go do your fans there. Do what you need to do for your fans. You don't got to be there with Travis Kelce. Matter of fact, you being there with Travis Kelce has tremendously hurt me in fantasy football. You know what? Never mind. Make sure you be there, because since you've been there this year, Travis has been ass. I need you to be there. My bad, Taylor Swift. I take that back. Your fans can wait. Make sure you show up to Levi's Stadium. Sit in the press box. They got new seating and stuff for you. You be there with the family. It's all good. It's all love, you know. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize Travis Kelce ain't been on one. I don't know what you did to him, but I like it. You know what I'm saying? I need him not to be on one this week again. So, Delvin, I got to go against the grain with you on that one. I got to go against the grain. Matt Moses says the interior line. I believe he's talking about the defensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. Yeah, man, they tough. You know what they're tough at, too? They're tough. They get their hands up. The stuff that people don't necessarily talk about. They get their hands up. Like all that type of stuff, right? So, could be a problem. Hopefully the Niners figured out a way to adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? It's just my thing. Now, observe natural evolution. Put out this, and this has always been my take. Always. And for some reason, Kyle don't give two flying about these AFC games. He just does not. He says the Chiefs aren't the concern. Our team execution is and always has been. Kyle Shanahan and everyone below. So I like this take because he's holding execution accountable to not just the players, but the coaches. So I'm thinking, if I'm interpreting this right, you're saying that the play calling needs to be perfectly drawn up, right? The right play for the right time, that needs to be drawn up. And then the players, obviously, their role is to execute the plays that are drawn up. So the right play has to be called, and then the players have to execute it on both sides of the ball, right? Because the one thing I know Patrick Mahomes is going to do is he's going to take his shots down the field. He's going to take advantage of the young safeties, and they're going to have to be on point. We don't know the status of Talanoa Hufanga because he's supposed to be, quote unquote, miss a month, right? And so you know that if Malik Mustafa's good to go, that's a good sign because we've seen him progressing. That's somebody that Patrick Mahomes doesn't know. Okay? Jair Brown knows him well because he intercepted him in the Super Bowl. So I'm just curious to see. Patrick's going to try to take advantage of the San Francisco 49ers. They got speed now out there. And a lot of people are not talking about this Juju guy. Like, you guys forget, like, he used to be like a top receiver in the NFL. And he goes and plays one game with like minimal practice, and he's back with the Chiefs like he never left. That's the guy that's going to be moving the chains. And so, and then you can't lose Travis Kelce. Like, can't forget that he's not there. Because the moment you forget that he's not there, Travis Kelce plays like a wide receiver against the San Francisco 49ers. That's his main role. I know that's what he does throughout the season, but no. No Greenlaw, Travis Kelce light up. I just feel like that is the thing. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting to see. We got a lot of takes out here. Jonathan Lamont Page. Why you look like my dude? You do. He says, us stopping the big play down the field and leaving the middle of the field. Didn't even see this. I was just talking about Kelce. You ain't lying. Red Jet Shell. Now we playing refs, Reed, Spags, and whoever left on that KC squad. Just got to. I think the Niners just have to figure out a way not to beat themselves. And that's what Observed Natural Evolution pretty much said. Like, every team we play, like, yeah, they're going to bring it. They're going to bring their A game. And they're going to look for weaknesses, obviously. And the Niners just don't overplay. Stick to your game plan. Go out there and execute the game plan. And walk off the field victorious. It's really that simple. I think the Niners overcomplicate a lot. And in their losses to this particular team, they've overcomplicated things, right? Like, they play with their food. Don't play with your food. Be dominant. If you're dominant and you stay dominant, you kind of take the other team's will away. I need that type of a game from the Niners. I think it's time that they go out and finally find a way to establish their will, right? Corey says biggest concern is the penalties. The Niners have been getting better with their penalties. You know what I'm saying? But they come at the worst opportune times again. Like, can't get defensive holding and pass interference in the red zone. Isaac, get them. This ain't the game, dog. I'd be damned if they get to the goddamn red zone and they're at the 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 or 15 and you hold the PI, whatever, and now they're at the 1. Miss me with that. That can't happen. Get them. Anybody, though. Anybody. I'm not just talking to you who did that last game, though. I just want you to know. But that can't happen. You know what I'm saying? Chiefs again says excuses. Nobody crying. Hey, man, I came on the show and said that we ain't beat y'all. So, if anything, I don't even know how we're 1.5 point favorites other than us being the home team and getting those 3 points. This is kind of, whatever to me. Says Kelce still got it. No one said Kelce fell off. I just think he got some kryptonite thing going on. But this could be the game. You know what I mean? This could be the game. Jerry says, so is our defense good now? Is Grace time over? Still a work in progress for me. Kansas City has a pretty damn good offensive line, but their offensive line be cheating, and that's why y'all said the refs. It ain't even the calls. It's the non-calls, right? Like the early jumps from their left tackle, because he's already 10 yards in the backfield anyway, and he moves on every play. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it 1,000%. So it could be that. Now, with that being said, and the trade deadline is coming up very soon, and there's a rumor going on. We'll end the show with this rumor. Give me 2 minutes, all right? We ain't got to talk about it long. If you could pick between one of these two players. And let me get to the poll question. We got 104 votes today. Shout out to everybody. I asked, should the 49ers add some help to the defense? And 93% of you voted. Rock the vote, ladies and gents. It's about that time. 93% voted yes. Now, what if I told you these two options were available for trade? Let's have some fun. Can we end the show with fun? I want to be fun all week. I want to be fun for the rest of my goddamn life. How about that? I'm not saying I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to get mad. I'm just saying we better keep winning, because when we win, I'm fun. All right, Max Crosby, Micah Parsons. All right, let's just say these two are available for a trade. Let's bar the money. No one cares about the money. The money. We don't care about the money. Let's just money none. No. Let's say we could get one of these two players. Who would you want? Let's talk about it right now. Who would you want? All right. Who would you want? I'm just curious to know. They need help, period, defensively. And if I'm leaning toward a player, I'm leaning toward Michael Parsons because he's the more versatile piece. I'm just saying. He could play linebacker. He could play the role of Greenlaw. He can cover. He can get to the passer. I'm just saying. I know we don't like Cowboys, but we should have drafted his in the first place. Is that the Trey Lance draft? Oh. Is that the Trey Lance draft? The Micah Parsons? Is that the Trey Lance draft? I'm just curious. I just want to know. Everybody says they want Max Crosby. I love it. You know me, I like Max Crosby because let me give you my pros. I'm not gonna give you no cons. Everything's a pro for me. You want to add to this team, I'm with it. We got another one out here. Shout out to Bobo. He says a Hassan Reddick. I don't know if I like his demeanor right now. I don't know. Something about his demeanor is what is keeping me from not mentioning his name. This has nothing to do with him injuring our quarterback, too, by the way. I don't want you to think. It's just something about his demeanor is off for me. And I know we don't like players. I know the 49er faithful don't like players that don't show up to practice, that don't care about their team, only care about the. I just feel like he fits in that category. I don't know if he would fit personally, but I mean, we're talking about players that could potentially be looking to get out of their current situation. Like, you know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons, Dallas may not be wanting to pay him. I don't know if Parsons is poison. You know what I mean? He could be. Here's what I do like about Crosby, right? You're going to get a freaking, you're going to get a bad boy. If you ask me what's missing from the 49ers, it's a bad boy. And I ain't talking about the bad boys from the 90s. Take that. I'm talking about like a bad to the bones type of boy. Like, and I just feel like that is what the Niners are missing. Like, they're just missing attitude. They're missing grit. They're missing that piece. If we did trade for a Max Crosby, the money, at least you know you're going to get a player that don't take a play off, a player that offensive lines are going to fear, a player that's going to live in the backfield, and it literally will help you get over this sack hump. Pause. Because the Niners can't get to the quarterback. I don't give what we say. We can have 37,840 pressures and have one sack. That ain't it. Nick Bosa even came out and said, yeah, I know. The numbers. Nick, you know you got to finish. Got to finish. It's all about finishing. We talk about this team and how we be losing these games because we can't finish. Well, if we get a sack, you know it changes the morale of the team. I'm all about adding numbers and sacks, but guess what? Micah Parsons add those numbers and sacks too. So I'm gonna leave it out there. You can let me know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be scared to say Micah Parsons, but if you want to hit me in private and be like, Breezie, I really think Micah Parsons could be that dude. Like, here, with the versatile roles that he plays. he could be that dude here. If you want to hit me up privately, be my guest. I won't put your name out there. I know a lot of people be scared. I ain't scared. I think Micah Parsons could be a bona fide X factor for the 49ers defense. And what if he was the player that the Niners would have drafted over, if they didn't have to draft for a quarterback? I felt like that was the Trey Lance draft. I could be off, but whatever. You know what I mean? And so, I don't know. You just said Dre Greenlaw without saying it, bro. I don't know if that's a good thing. I just don't know the status on Dre Greenlaw. And Dre, do me a favor, bro. Find a way to stay out the videos. Stay off camera, man. Dre, we know you a bad boy. You ain't got to fight. Yo, now you got fined and you ain't even playing. I don't even know if you're getting a game check. So you had to come off the stash. You had to go in the backyard, dig up the money, and pay the NFL, which is gonna go to charity anyway. But at the end of the day, Dre, come on, bro. Don't be that guy. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. Ain't nobody messing with your players. Let them fight for themselves. Now, if he came to you, that's different. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but we need that. We need that bad boy. How you gonna get fined on your day off? What a show. What a great show. Give yourselves a round of applause for being on the live show, man. Ain't nothing about this damn live chat. There ain't nothing like it. Sometimes I be contemplating, man. I just be contemplating. It'd be me and my brain. Am I gonna do it? Am I not gonna do it? Am I I don't know. Am I losing passion? Am I not? How do I continue to be passionate? How do I continue to be, whatever? And I don't know, but I'm a work in progress. So thanks for supporting me. I appreciate you guys, man. How you gonna get fined on your day off? I had to buy Felicia. I did. It used to be here. I was gonna hit you with it, but it ain't on this. It ain't on this soundboard. I must have took it off or whatever. But it's all good. Yeah, man. Look, the Niners, Chiefs. I think it's the only thing that matters. But you know what's crazy? I ain't even worried. I'm not worried about this game. I don't care if we win or lose this game. This game doesn't do anything for me. It's the next week game that I care about. I know I shouldn't. I should only worry about this game. I know. But that ain't how my brain thinks. It's all about the motherfucking Cowboys. And I tell you right now, if the 49ers found a way to play with their food and let the Cowboys play in that game coming off their bye week, I would literally be mad. I haven't gotten mad in a long time. That would make my skin boil. And I don't want my skin to boil. It's beautiful skin, beautiful brown. I don't want it boiling. It won't look good. I just know that is the game that I need the 49ers to continue to find ways to dominate. Whatever they get from this Chiefs game, it doesn't really hurt them other than in the standings, as far as them being, 4-3 and 3-4. You know what I'm saying? But they will always have a chance before their bye week to pull back up into the 500 mark if they did lose. Now, do I want to beat the Chiefs? 1,000%. I want to beat them. I want to beat them like they stole something. But for some reason, I'm looking forward to next week. Sunday Night Football. Dallas Cowboys, 49ers. But before that, let's take care of the Chiefs. We know they're going to bring it. Let's do what we do best. And, well, I take that back. Let's do what we did last week and find a way to finish the goddamn game. I think that's what's most important. You guys have been an amazing audience. I appreciate you guys. Bam Show should be back today. I'm going to check in with Mike, see what he's doing. If not, we'll get that back and popping. We took a little hiatus, little break. Mike was traveling, things like that, and I had a lot of other work to do. So hopefully that'll be back this week. And Nitty Gritty Niners should be on tonight as well. I got to check in with the crew. So love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Until the next time, keep it faithful to the bank.